All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chick from Unit Equal I, coming to you again with a brand new preview. This time it's to preview the Cardiff City game versus Arsenal game. Um, Now, how do I approach this one? Every time I talk about subjects and it's just me, I find myself in beef with people. Um, so let's talk about Neil Warnock's side. So first of all, quite frankly, I'm hoping that Arsenal perform well. We're talking about a team that hasn't yet scored a goal in the Premier League. In fact, the first goal that they scored competitively this season was a 3-1 loss to Norwich City at home. I ain't trying to hear Arsenal not struggling. I don't want to hear about Arsenal struggling and, oh, well, it's a Neil Warnock side. And yeah, Neil Warnock plays the type of football where Arsenal are historically horrible at playing, that physical stuff. I hear all of that. But this ain't an Arsenal fan of Arsenal. This is a Unai Emery Arsenal. And for all these stories I'm hearing of how Unai Emery stopped things like fruit juices going on in the squad and how he's building gyms at the training ground, like gyms, plural. My man ain't ramping. I want to see shit like that pay off in a match like this. Actually, I'm strangely looking forward to this because this is a different type of test. This is a type of test where they're not really going to threaten you goal-wise, he says. Forgetting we're talking about Arsenal, and as Ola brilliantly put last year, and it's a story it's a theory that's come to prominence ever since he said it. Arsenal are Santa. They are the Santa Claus of the Premier League division. Oh, you need a goal. Motherfucker, we'll gift wrap you one. That's what we do. Having said all that, I don't personally, this is a game where, to me, if you're one of these people who really back Mustafi, and there are some, if you're one of these people who back Socrates, and to be fair to Socrates, not done a lot wrong. People who have vigorously defended Hector Bellerin to me, and there are a lot. If you're one of them people, notice I'm leaving Monreal out of this because I think he's the best defender out of the four. But if you're one of these people, this is the game I need to see. This is a team that struggled to score goals. I'm not necessarily asking for a 4-5-0. Actually, you know what I want? A clean fucking sheet and 3 points. That ain't a lot to ask for. I want us to have a good, dominating performance against a team that I promise you will go down. I promise you. I don't rate Neil Warnock as a manager. Never have done, never will do. I actually think my man makes fucking Pulis look like Zinedine Zidane. I don't rate him. I don't like him. I have no time for him. I want us to crush this Cardiff side. And make no bones about it, Cardiff fans, if you're watching this. I actually like you guys. I like Cardiff people a lot. If I didn't live in London, honestly, I'd probably live in Cardiff. I like it that much as a city. I think it's a beautiful city. The people are fucking welcoming as fuck. Welsh people generally are cool motherfuckers. They are. You don't start shit, we won't start shit. And I like that type of attitude from Welsh people. And Cardiff guys, they're cool people. I rarely run into beef with Welsh people. In fact, to be honest with you, if it wasn't because I've got a couple of things on this weekend, I would have gone to that game. In fact, I would have turned it into a bit of a road trip with the boys. We actually go into Cardiff very, very soon. So yeah, it should be interesting in itself. But yeah, it's a really good night out, by the way. Really good night out. So if you are going to the game, make a weekend out of it. Trust me, it's a good night out. Very, very, it was cool. Good place, Cardiff. So in terms of my hopeful 11 and how I think I'm going to approach the game, to me, I'm going to go with who you would think I would go with. For me, there's no frills about it. This is my hopeful 11. I'm going to start with Petr Cech. I know there's a lot of calls for Leno to start this game. I don't really get that. I must admit, I was one of the few people who I felt like Leno had to win his place from Petr Cech. And, you know, Petr Cech has had a couple of calamitous moments, but I think largely he's done all right. I don't like the... I get what people are saying is that, oh, we spent £20 million on a goalkeeper to just sit him on a bench. But to me, I think that's how Szczesny took Buffon's place. Because Szczesny wasn't just fucking giving it. Remember, this is a player we know, Szczesny. I've always believed with Szczesny that man has the quality of being a top echelon keeper. And like a lot of you guys, I was pretty gutted that he left. You know, because that guy is one of our own. And I honestly believe he had the quality to, as many of you have said and as people have said on my channel, be our number one now. But he went into Juventus not knowing that he came off a good season with Roma, right? But he didn't just waltz into the fucking team because Juventus paid 10 million for him. No, motherfucker had to work for it. And work he did until he claimed Buffon's place, and then Buffon had to leave. That is what I want to see Leno do. A keeper who, let's be real here, let's be real, has curious moments. Regardless of what stats people want to throw at me, he has curious moments. And yeah, I hear what the other half of you guys will be saying. Oh, well, every keeper makes mistakes. Sure, but the best ones make the fewest. And I want him to learn. Because I honestly believe Cech, look, forget what Cech's doing these days. Cech used to be one of the world's best. I think everybody can accept. At one time, Cech was probably one of the, top 3 world's best. Surely he will have something to teach Leno. So for me, I'm all for Cech starting this game. Let Leno fucking fight for that place. And hearing his interview today, or was it today or yesterday, I am very happy with his attitude. His attitude is, listen, I know my time will come. Clearly, they've told him that as well. My man ain't just joined Arsenal to be number 2. They told him, listen, if you work hard, keep your head down, your time will come. And he's basically telling people that now, because we all know he's going to play the cups. So let's see what happens. So Cech in goal. For me, Hector Bellerin, sit the fuck down. Sit down. Just sit down. I play Lichtsteiner in this game. Now, I know what people will say, oh, well, why are you getting like that about Hector Bellerin? For me, I didn't shit on Hector as much as others have. I do think defensively he was horrible. When is Hector great defensively? This was not a huge surprise to me. But to me, this game has disaster written all over it for Hector. The physical nature of the game, the way they're going to be coming at us. I think Hector is a weak fucking link. And if I was Neil Warnock, which, let's face it, he will make sure that those players target a couple of those defenders. One of them is Mustafi. I don't care what anyone tells me and says, oh, I'm picking on him. One of them is Mustafi. One of them is Hector. So I'm going to minimize our problems by taking Hector out of the team and putting Lichtsteiner in the team. So for me, I go with Stefan Lichtsteiner. Socrates starts in this game too. To me, this is a game made for Socrates. It's physical. I don't give a fuck. Let's go to war, battle. I want to see a great game from Socrates because I've seen okay games from him so far. He's been 5 or 6s out of 10s so far this season. Not great, not particularly bad. I want to see great from him. This game, because even with Per, I saw the occasional great game from him. It's time. And I back Socrates to have that game today, Sunday. So Socrates starts for this game. Next to Socrates, Against my better judgment, I'm going to play Mustafi. Mustafi, you know how the fuck I feel about you. Not a fan, bro. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. But maybe this game was a coming-of-age game. Maybe Emre has done something to you over the past couple of months that turns you into this decent centre-back that people seem to think you are. And what people get twisted, and I'm sure you guys know who the fuck I mean, what people get twisted is, I don't want Mustafi to do badly. I want him to shame my words. I want him, unlike people who hate on Iwobi and hate on Bella and unnecessary, or hate on Xhaka. I want these people to say, fuck you, motherfucker, watch what I do. I'm an Arsenal fan. As I said at the start of the season, I stand with Arsenal. Whether I hate you or as a player, or whether I have a lot of frustrations with you as a player or not. As long as you wear that fucking badge, let's go. So I want him to prove me wrong. And the only way he can do that is by stepping on that pitch and giving, let's face it, a big performance, because he does not do well in physical battles. I'm hoping he proves me wrong. Mustafi plays in this game. Left-hand side, Nacho Monreal. I think it's all safe to say nobody has any worries about that position. Nacho it is. Defensive midfielders. I'm going to go with Torreira, just because I think, again, this game could be potentially made for him. Let's give the kid a chance. Let's give him a chance. And the one thing with Guendouzi is, I think we gave him too much too soon. And I know that was something I was worried about going into the season, that he looked so good at pre-season, looked good in glimpses against City, looked very, very good against Chelsea, that we were giving him too much too soon. And last weekend showed that. You know, I think that somewhere along the line, we need to find this balance between Arsene Wenger's way of never playing the youngster and Unai Emery's way of always playing the youngster. There needs to be some sort of equilibrium there. So for me, I would like to just call it with Guendouzi, pull him out, and let's see what Torreira's got. You know, I know Torreira hasn't overly impressed, but I don't think he's particularly fit. The one thing I will say is his midfield partner. It will surprise some of you for me to start him with this guy. I actually thought him and his midfield partner, who I'm about to say, played very well in the second half. I do think that had a lot to do with West Ham tiring and not closing down his midfield partner a lot. But I also think that had a lot to do with Torreira's presence, being there and allowing this midfield partner to express himself. So I start with Torreira. Now, who is this midfield partner I talk of? Against my better judgment, I'm going to play with Granit Xhaka. Yes, I'm going to play Granit Xhaka in this game. Let's see what you guys are saying, because all I hear is that Granit Xhaka will be good if he plays this way with a defensive midfielder who actually sits. All right, people. All right. Let's see what happens. This game will be an interesting gauge as to where Granit Xhaka is, because I fully expect him to be closed down a lot in this game. And Granit Xhaka don't do well when he's closed down a lot. But let's see. We invested so much money in this kid. At some point, he needs to be able to show us what the fuck we bought. So this is another coming-of-age game for him. He needs one. He needs one. So let's see where it goes. I'm going to go with three attacking midfielders behind the striker. So on the right-hand side, Mkhitaryan, I'm sorry, brother, sit the fuck down. Not impressed, and haven't been for some time. I don't care who, you know, someone might accuse me of disliking Mkhitaryan because he slept with my girl or whatever it was, whatever that comment was. But not at all. I've just not been impressed this season. I think he's been shit this season. I think this is the type of game he'd be shit in as well. This physical type of away game, no thanks. I sit Mkhitaryan down. I start Alex Iwobi. I think he's had a fantastic start to the season. It's gone right under the radar because it would. Let's face it, there's been a lot of people that have hated on him up until now. But I think he's starting to thrive under Emre. So something's happening with Emre and Iwobi. I'm trying not to bark about it too loudly, but I'm hoping it continues. But let's see, because he might prove me wrong. As I said, I think there's talent there. I just didn't think he'd thrive under Arsenal. But so far, he's just slowly tweaking some stuff about his game. And Lord knows, if Bellerin does end up fucking playing, he might need Iwobi's help tracking back. So let's play Alex Iwobi on that right-hand side. In the middle, to me, I don't play Ozil in this game. I don't play Ozil in this game because clearly there's something wrong there between Emre and him. I don't feel as though Ozil's style would be suited to this game. And I think Ozil might, I never thought I'd say this, but Ozil might be a better impact player actually when they're a little bit tired. So I'd put Ozil on the bench and I'd play Aaron Ramsey, who I know also hasn't had a good start to the season. I know he has a contracting lingering over his head, but while he's at Arsenal, while he's there, he might fancy a game against his former club. He might fancy it. I fully expect him to get a good reception. And I think playing in a kind of an attacking number 8 role will suit Ramsey down to the ground. So he'd be able to help out Torreira and Xhaka when needed, but also give that attacking threat. So I play Aaron Ramsey. It's almost like a deep number 10, if you like. On the left-hand side, I play Aubameyang. Let's face it, it ain't worked for Aubameyang up top alone. It hasn't. Just hasn't worked. But I think playing on that left-hand side with the person I announced as a striker, I think will help him. I think they clearly have a good understanding. They clearly like playing together. And I think a game like Cardiff, why not take that risk? Why not? So to me, I play Aubameyang on that left-hand side. So that's where I'm going. Up top, I play Lacazette because Lacazette deserves a fucking start. He deserves a start. I think, to me, he has more of an ability to play up front by himself than Aubameyang. Please don't misunderstand me. That is not me saying that Aubameyang is a worse player than Lacazette. I am absolutely not saying that. But they have different styles. You know, I think Lacazette is more capable. It's quite wedge as well for a little guy. But he's more capable of holding the ball and linking up with people. Whereas Aubameyang likes playing off the last shoulder of defenders. That's why I feel like he needs a striking partner. Because in order to do that, in almost, I don't want to say the name of this player because people will freak. But I'm going to say it anyway. In almost like a Darren Bent style, please don't misunderstand me. I think he's better than Darren Bent. But one thing I will say is this. With Darren Bent, he was terrible. Especially on his hot streak, he was terrible as a lone striker. As soon as you put a striker next to him, my man was banging in goals. It's just because of the way they played football. Jermaine Defoe is another one. Again, don't misunderstand me, he's better than Jermaine Defoe. Jermaine Defoe, to me, was always shit up front by himself. But when you played him with someone, it would allow him to be able to play on that last shoulder and do his thing. Andy Cole's another. These are the types of players that just do that. So for me, I play Aubameyang on that left because he can, and he could use his pace to really stretch their defenders. And then you have Lacazette. And then let's see what the fuck happens. This is the type of game I'd like us to take that risk. Anyway, I realize I'm rabbiting on, so let me begin to wrap this up. So for me, I fully expect us to win. I don't think it'll be a romping victory. I think it'll really be a big physical battle, but I expect us to win 2-0. I expect Aubameyang to break his goal-scoring drought, shall we say, and I expect Lacazette to score his first goal. So there you go. Not exactly unique predictions, but there you go. 2-0 to the Arsenal. So you let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments below. Please actually do, instead of resorting to, oh my gosh, you're so dumb for saying that or doing that. Just leave your fucking 1 to 11s down below. You know how I like interacting with you guys, except the fucking trolls. I can't be asked. Cannot be asked. You let me know. And let's see if I can try and avoid getting in some beef this week. Because, someone takes exception with the fucking what I say in the preview. Just leave your 1 to 11s down below. That's not me just saying a line. I'm very curious to know what your teams would be, especially if you disagree. Let me know down below. If you like this video, absolutely destroy that like button. I really did try and bring on, I tried a couple of things this week. I tried to bring on a Cardiff fan. That didn't work. I tried to bring on Deluded Gooner. So I know thousands of you keep asking me to bring on Deluded Gooner. That didn't work. And then I tried to bring on another friend of the show. And he was caught up and he was busy. But I'm gonna say telling you who that friend is, because I'm hoping they'll be able to join me next week. So guests coming onto my previews will not stop. It's gonna be something I try and do going forward throughout the season. So do keep that in mind. All right, people, I'm out of here. I've had enough ranting. Take care. I'll be back during my review on Sunday. All right. Deuces.